Oh, good morning and welcome back. It's another sunny morning here in Tuscany. And we're just going to pick up exactly where we left off. So I'm down in the kitchen and I've just sort of swept a bit. Let me turn the camera around. So these are the stones that we set yesterday. They're all hard and they don't sound hollow underneath, so that's pretty good. And I've swept just once. And I like the way it goes into the original floor. It doesn't look like a big difference. It sort of flows. So I think in the end, once we got all of the joints kind of scraped out and grouted, this entire floor will look fabulous. So really happy with that. And I managed to locate some more stones yesterday, which I'm going to go and have a look at in a minute. They're up at a neighbour and he said I could have them if I wanted them, and I do. So I'll go and check that out now. And here they are. So absolutely perfect. I guess I'll pick them up a little bit later on while something else is drying. And I'll come up probably with a wheelbarrow. It's literally the house next door. So that was very, very kind of them. Okay, well that's the first load and I'll come back and get the others in a minute. I'm being very slow and careful because piles of stones are notorious for snakes and scorpions and what have you. And as we're getting to the end of summer, they'd come in there for the warmth. So I'm being a bit careful, but should be fine. Might be missing a bit of air in that front tyre. Yeah, I'll go and pump it up in a minute. And there's the second wheelbarrow load. So an excellent bounty this morning. I'm 99.9% certain that I can easily cover the floor now, which is great. I might even be able to swap out some of the slightly darker ones. We'll see. So schlep these up. I've inflated my tyre, so everything seems to be okay. It's time to start mixing, I guess. The problem I have at the moment is that about lunchtime yesterday, the internet went out. So the 4G, 5G, whatever. No, it's not 5G here. The 4G antenna, and that's how we get internet at home and obviously on my phone. So I didn't manage to get the video up last night, and this morning I've been, I actually have a couple of things that I need to look up, and it's not working. So that's a bit of a pain, really. Hopefully, I'll fix it at some point this morning, but it's already 10 o'clock, so it's looking less and less likely. Okay, well, now that I've got all of the stones up, I'm going to jigsaw again, and I'm going to try and lay out the whole floor now. Hopefully I now have enough. And then I can decide which stones aren't pretty, and yeah, so that's the plan. Okay, well, yesterday when I said, oh look how easy this comes together as a puzzle, I take my words back. That was a bit of a pain. I think it looks quite nice though now. As you can see, I'm still missing a couple. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to go and scrape around for the last, whatever it is, 4 or 5 stones. And then there's the holes. But I'm pretty sure with these little offcuts, as you saw me hammering, it's really quite difficult to break them the way they're supposed to be broken. I guess the people who made these know how to do it. They've learned it for generations, and as usual, I don't. But there we go. So yeah, I'm going to go and see if I can find another 6 or 7 stones somewhere. Just to finish up that little bit and that little hole there. And then get them all fixed down. I mean, it looks nice. I don't think it'll shock with the stones over there, because they're pretty gappy as well, you know, some of them. Yeah, good. So yeah, I'm quite happy, but a bit annoyed, and that was strenuous. That's been an hour. That time lapse was an hour of me puffing about. So there we go. Yeah. Okay, well, excuse the hair. I'm up in the woods, and you see just on the side of the road, all the way down, because we're on a mountain, and these are the local stones. There's just lots of stones, and I'm just picking a few up. There aren't any big ones, which is normal because they will have already been used for something a few hundred years ago. But unfortunately, I ran out of petrol. So thankfully, I was able just to turn around, and I'm rolling down the hill. I've had to push it a couple of times up there when it sort of goes back up. I think I'm going to have to... no, I can get it rolling, you see. And down we go. So... not so good, but I will get some petrol tomorrow morning. Okay, so my next fabulous plan involves borrowing some petrol out of the Gulf, which I have this, which is basically for our heating stuff, but it's a little manual pump, and it's made for fuel. Just made it a bit longer with a hose pipe, and hopefully this will work. I don't think there's just that safety cap thing there, which we should get through, so let's give it a go. So not the fastest system, but it seems to be working. If I put this on the ground, it might siphon actually. I'll give it a go. But anyway, you see what the plan is, and it seems to be working. So good morning, it is the next morning, and I'm walking down to the bottom of the village to see if I can get the quad to start, where I ditched it yesterday, and get those stones up to the house, and then straight onto the cement mixer. I think it was just warm and it's pulling air from all the vibrations going through the forest. But we'll see, I'll have a fiddle. If it just starts up straight away on the choke now, then we'll know. Well, I got it up, but with the choke open, and even then unhappy. So something happened yesterday. It might just be rubbish from the bottom of the fuel tank that's clogged up the fuel filter or something. So I'll have a look at that later on. But first, I'm going to organise and then start making concrete. There's 2 little stacks of stones that I managed to find with the quad yesterday. The neighbour has said he has 1 or 2 other big ones, but I'm just going to start over there because I need to work this way anyway. So I'm just going to start laying the floor. And then at lunchtime, I've been invited for more fabulous pizza. So I'm kind of looking forward to that already as well. But you see all of that area there. I'm really happy with the way the stones laid out and looked. So if I could get up to here this morning, that would be an excellent result. And then we'll take it from there. Over in that area there, where there is quite a lot to compensate, obviously that stone was quite thick, so there was almost nothing underneath that. but I'm getting through quite a lot of concrete. So just that stone, and that stone, and finishing up underneath that one, have sent me back a bag of concrete. So I'm going to have to go now and get some more because I don't have enough bags left. Tomorrow's Sunday, and I don't want to be stuck for something stupid like not having enough concrete. So I'm going to go and get I've got 3 or 4 where it's really thin. I have something else to go down, like a mortar, cement based as well though. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I think if I get another 6 bags, that'll at least be plenty for today and Sunday. And if I then run out again, I can go again on Monday. So let's hop in the Golf and go. Okay, so no trailer today. They're just on the back seat. That's 6 bags of, I think, are they 40 kilos? I think they're 40 kilos, I'm not sure. But that'll be enough to keep me going, at least for today and tomorrow, especially considering that I'm going for pizza for lunch, which means I probably won't get much done in the afternoon. I might have a fiddle with the quad in the afternoon, we'll see. The instrument cluster works perfectly. I checked it with my phone on the GPS, which gives me the speed readout. So my phone says 50 and the speedo says 55, so that's perfect. That's exactly as it was, which is a result because that was a €30 fix. So I'm happy with that. So yeah, it's time to head up. Every time I go down to the builders merchants, they take the mickey a bit about the car, and this being my van. They've seen it loaded up with trailers and what have you. So, but they're quite impressed that it still runs and works. And to be honest, so am I. So, yeah, let's get back up and get some more stuff in the mixer. Okay, well, as you can see, roaring along, all of those are set. You can see where this isn't. That's our line of not yet set there, except that big one is set. So yeah, it's I'm sort of working in a slight line across, so I keep the flatness up, and some of the gaps are bigger than others, but a good polish at the end, sand off a couple of sharp edges, and it'll be perfect. I'm really, really happy with this. I was very nervous about this because I know that this is, people who do tiling and stuff, and the tiling I did in the bathroom was disastrous. So I'm just, slowly but surely going along and getting there. It's not bad. It's not bad. So yeah, it's coming up on lunchtime now because this does take quite a lot of time. So I might give it a pause now, and that makes it easier because then these will sort of start setting in. When I put the next ones up, I'm not moving them because that's what has happened to me a number of times now. But yeah, I like this. I think this is going to look great. Okay, so I thought I'd just come and have a quick look, and in fact what has happened is that the carb has come completely off the engine. So obviously it's not getting enough petrol. So all I need to do is undo that, bring everything forward, put it back together again, and hopefully Bob's your uncle, and it'll work perfectly again, because it is a useful little thing to have around here. So I'm going to go and get either a screwdriver or the little ratchet, probably a screwdriver actually. So the metal guy's in town, the guy who picks up old scrap metal. He just showed up while I was fixing the quad, so I'm getting rid of the old gutters, and I have a few little bits and bobs for him. So I'm just going to gather that together quickly. Oh, out of breath from all that running up and down the stairs. And then I'll finish fixing the quad. And bingo, it works. That, thankfully, was a quick and easy fix. It was a delicious and very long lunch, and that might explain why everything takes a little bit longer to get done here, but I'm not complaining, to be honest. So I'm going to go and do some more tiling, well, stoning, I guess, and then I'm going out to dinner, which is very nice. So a good Saturday. And while I'm here, you see they're redoing the road, very slowly as well. This is what they've done in about, I think about a week now. So it will look fabulous, but this will take some time. And I'll show you the sign they've put up, which I think is quite amusing. So this is not the sort of sign you'd find in Austria. This just says that you can't go through from the 25th until they're finished, which I think is quite amusing. There's no kind of end date in sight. But there we go. What they do is excellent, and will probably be there for, I don't know, I don't think they do this every year, so 50, 60 years. So pretty good. And it'll be lovely when it's all finished, because this was cement. The rest of the village is done in stone, but this here, you see, it was like this. They're going to redo all of this as well, and make it all look the same, nice stones. Okay, well, here I am, sat cross-legged with my bucket of muck and my stones. And after a lunch like that, it is that much harder than it is in the morning. But the result is, well, I think it's going to be great. Obviously still a lot of work to do. That's a bit funny there. I'll have to do something there. I'm not quite sure what. That one stone sort of lifted a little bit, and it has an overhang. So I don't know if I'll get that with the grout. But other than that, and I mean, that's 1 out of 20. That's a 5% not so great rate. I can live with that. So yeah, muck, hole, stone. Okay, and there we go. That's another 50 kilos of cement stuff. And I'm going to let that dry now overnight, because I've had enough for today, and it makes my life much easier when I'm pushing up against dry stones. So this one obviously isn't set. We'll pull that out afterwards. And then tomorrow it'll be time to pick up again over there and come across. I still have some stones sort of to organise, so I might do a bit of puzzling first. But this bit, we got, you know, most of the big stones in the middle, and then there's some filling. I think it'll be fine. There are some big gaps, but if we get the right mortar, I think this will look really, really nice. And otherwise I can always fill out with like little bits of stone like I've done there and there. I need to actually dig that, because otherwise I won't get any mortar, any kind of grout in there at all. So I need to sort of dig out a bit. I shouldn't be doing this with my fingers, but there we go. I'll get it done quickly. There you go, that's much better. That'll give us enough to get the same colour everywhere. I just don't want it's just pure cement as grout anywhere. So once it's set, I guess perhaps after dinner this evening I can go over it once with that hard broom over there, and just like I did that first bit, and that came up then perfectly. But basically, yeah, super. Really, this is gonna look great. If you look down, it sort of looks. It looks very similar to what's going on the other side, and that's what I wanted. I wanted something where you walk in, you would immediately know that I did this and that was done before. So I'll grout both sides. See that stone there, for example, that's a bit of a problem because it sort of lifts a little bit. It wasn't perfectly laid to start with, which is great for me, because it means I don't have to perfectly lay it now. So yeah, that was a good day's work. It was a tough day's work actually, but the quad works. The floor is coming along. We went and picked up some more stuff. I've got quite a lot still for tomorrow, and we're going to get here on this side into the thinner bit where I'm going to need much less. Over there I actually need a huge amount of glue underneath the stones. So yeah, getting there slowly but surely. So that's going to be it for today, and I shall see you all in the morning. Okay, well, good morning. This morning I've been repuzzling. So this is what it looks like now. The whole floor is now covered. There are little bits where it gets a little bit bitty, but basically I think it'll be fine. I think it'll be better than fine. I think it'll be absolutely wonderful. So there we go. That was quite a bit of faffing about, but it's not bad. So I'm going to have a quick lunch, and then I'll start working further across. But now everything's laid out, will be much easier to get the rest of it done. I was starting to get a bit worried. So there we go. You see, that's not good. I'm still going to have a look at some things as I see now. Yeah, I'll look at that now. So we're mortared up to here. This corner is done. This isn't. That is. So you can see the line there across. That is. And these aren't. So a good 2/3. And surprise, surprise, I've run out of muck again. So I'm going to have to head down to town, but that won't be till tomorrow morning now because it's Sunday. And although one place is open and they haven't got the right stuff, and I don't want to really get the wrong stuff again. So there we go. But it's definitely getting there. I think you can see it's not perfect. But then again, on the other side, which is a couple of 100 years old, not perfect either. I think it's going to look nice. So I'm very happy with it. Let me stand up. Getting old. I can stand on this bit. This is all dry. So there we go. You can see up to the corner is all good. There's some little holes to be filled with little bits, and then a lot to be grouted. But in the end, I think it'll look great. So I'm going to leave this to dry before I come back and sweep it this evening to get the excess off. Just before it dries completely, give it a good broom. And then tomorrow morning I can go and pick up, and I'll easily finish that tomorrow now that all the stones are laid out. In fact, today it went really well. So now I'm going to go and help one of the neighbours with his camera. He's brought a surveillance camera to look at his vegetable garden. So I'm going to help him set up that. So after thinking and having a dig, I did in fact have a sack of cement and a few of sand. So it's not ready mixed mortar, but I'll just mix it together and it'll be fine. The rest has had now about an hour to set, so that'll make my life easier as well. I just keep going, come as close to the door as possible, and then I don't think it'll be enough for everything, but I got that corner done up to there. So next I'm going to do here, across, and then go sort of circles back until I get myself to the door. Well, this time I really have run out of muck, but I just have this left to do. So everything else is great. I think it looks fabulous. So there we go. I think I'll probably end up doing something very similar outside, but with a damp course below, and the concrete bit obviously poured a little bit better. So I'm going to leave this properly alone now and let it set. And this evening before I go to bed, I'll have a quick broom through to tidy it up. So there we go. And then tomorrow morning I'll have to go and find a bag of cement and a bag of sand, and that should cover us here. So yeah, nothing too complicated. Excellent. Right, it's time for me to go and help a friend, and then it'll be evening soon anyway. Well, good morning. It's another morning. It's another very sunny morning, but it is very early, so it's quite cold. It's, let's see, shortly after 8 o'clock. Monday morning, everyone getting busy, and I've already got some sand in the back, which I'm going to go now and mix with some cement, and then I'm going to stick down the last, I think it's 6 or 7 little tiles, and leave it to set, and then we'll be done. And that is going to be a great result. Tomorrow I have to go back to Austria, taking the train back as well. I've decided to leave this car here now, and I'm going via Milan and then Verona, so it'll be an even longer day than the trip down was, and much more expensive. Someone asked what it cost. Well, it cost €35 to come down from Brenner. I had to pay, I think, €8 to get from Innsbruck to Brenner on the little train thing. That's only 20 minutes. And now on the way back, I think I'm paying €80, but that's probably because I booked it a little bit later as well. So it's still not ridiculous compared to driving anywhere in a car, especially when you're on your own. If there's 4 of us, then it makes more sense to take the car, obviously. But me on my own, the train is good. If there was a slightly more direct or a faster train, and now building this Brenner tunnel, so that might take some time off it in the future. But yeah, anyway. So, head up to the house, get changed, get some concrete on the go. And that is that. So, next time I come down, I'm going to empty all of the rest of this side, the building materials, everything else, completely gone, and outside, because we won't be using the terrace then, hopefully, or probably. That'll be mid-end October now. And then I'll clean up all of the floor. Probably go over it with a pressure washer, and then we'll do some grouting. So I might decide to put little bits of stone in the little holes, or I might just grout across. I think I'm going to use something quite light. So on the other side there are holes too, but there are also little bits of stone to fill them out. So we'll have to have a look. But I think it looks good. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. It certainly doesn't feel bad to walk on. It doesn't feel that lumpy. Yeah. And so that's the end of that little part of the project, and the end of this video. I'm heading home tomorrow, and I'll have a deep think about what the next logical steps are. I think it's going to be getting everything out, tarping the floor, and then pressure washing the walls and the beams and everything before it gets too cold, so that'll still dry off. I have a space heater, so so at the very latest, I'll be back here for Halloween, hopefully a little bit earlier. There's a lot going on otherwise in my life as well at the moment. So, we've had a great summer, and it's time to buckle down and get some other things done. So, so there you go. As always, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoy these videos, do subscribe. It's the best way to grow the channel. And I hope you're all well. Thank you for coffees. Thank you for buying t-shirts and hats and whatever else. It all's helping me along here really rather well. That's it. Bye-bye for now. Take care.